Hello, Music Multiverse listeners, and welcome to Beyond Your Radios of Sound Mind, because it's just myself today, where we're going to go through the best so far. Yeah, that's right. Halfway through the point of 2024, I have, I do this, right? And while I still go back, because I haven't finished yet, let me give you 40 albums that have my attention and those I'm still going to check out, and a little bit of surprises here and there, and maybe I might mention a dud or two. How about subscription to the channel, huh? I mean, come on. It's worth your time, isn't it? I know there's a lot of people doing these right now, but you got to know with me that I am no kiss ass. I have no record affiliations. I love music, good music, great music, and I'll put it out there. And I go all genres where everybody else might be a little bit one way or another. There's nothing wrong with that. These are just my opinions, and I like to have fun with it. I'd like to hear yours too, of course, and of course with all that. So you can subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get the notices of everything else I'm talking about, album for today, anything else. So I understand if you don't, but if you do, I promise you'll be getting real content, insight, and a little something different. And for those of you that already know what I do, how I do it, and the quirkiness of it all, as you click, let's see if your favorites are on the list, right? Let's see what matches up. So I typed over 400 plus albums. I've listened to about 190 at this point. I think there was one just the other day making it into 190. So I've listened to these. I'm off pace this year, probably with work, the show productions. But let's get into these 40 albums that could be in contention for the albums of the year, top 24 of 2024. Just so you know, you can look in the corner captioning so that I'll be putting what shows these did show up on. That way I don't have to say it. And then there is only one record in the 40 that has not been talked about on this channel at all. And I'll get into that. So let's start at the bottom, right? Why start at the top? You ruin the suspense. Number 40 is RJD2 Visions Out of Limelight. Electronica DJ composition here. A lot of cool things going on. Always respect RJD2. Love the name. Love a lot of what he does. I when the swearing comes in the hip hop arena, it kind of does take a back seat. This does not have that expletive type of setup, but it's really, really good. Number 39, Jacob Collier, DJ again, but here's a multi-instrument list who's outstanding in his compositions. The people he brings in, total submersive sound, genre jumping basher, crasher. And this is the fourth installment, which is the final encapsulation of the four records he's done over the I think it's a decade. Truly amazing. Number 38 is the Hillbilly Moon Explosion, Back in Time. Honky tonk all country blues with a psychedelic kind of edge, or just a throwback vocal. I love it. We talked about it on album review Saturday. One of those ones we didn't know anything about, and glad that we did. There's a few of those on here. This is one of those. Airbag, This Century of the South, obviously progressive rockers. First time I had ever listened to them, and I've been missing something. And I'm Polish, so what gives? I should be listening to all that stuff out that way, Scandinavian. So also 36, another progressive, but on a hard rock kind of level. For me anyway, Sycophant has a really good record, brought to my attention by some of my aficionados in the realm. The number 35 is T-Bone Burnett's latest, The Other Side. This is a folk country album, bluesy kind of thing, a little darker. I mean, he's an older, making some very astounding and astute observations. I truly love that part about him. I mean, obviously, he's not a guy bringing home a vocal that's gonna sound like the male version of Adele. It's raw and it's really well done. Speaking of dark, let's go to dark matter for sure, and that is Pearl Jam. The alternative rock band or grunge survivors are still at a great pace, still putting out great material. And this one comes in at number 34. At number 33, it's Big Brave, Chaos of Flowers. This is not your mother's doom metal core metalcore. This is really good. It caught me off guard. It's the only entry in this type of music because it's a little bit harder for me to swallow and put together. But this is fantastic stuff. Really well put together. Mary Halverson, let's go the opposite way. Let's get a little more into jazz, alt jazz, uh, horn player extraordinaire. Really well put together record. Another jazz record following that at 31 is Kamasi Washington. Kamasi, Fearless Movement. This is gorgeous in its structure. Kind of risk taking here and there. I love that about him. Speaking of risk taking, bring your band back from the dead. Well, Kitty, Fire, the Canadian metalcore women, call them heavy metal rocker. A lot of unclean vocal from a female, and the way they rip it up here, they leave nothing to chance. It's fire from the start to the finish, and it's probably might be in contention for the best record they've ever done since maybe the debut, maybe even better than the debut because of the production of it. Number 29, talking about return to forms. How about the Decemberists? As it was, so it will be again. Damn it, yes, the Maritime Mash is back. The indie pop sensibility with fantastic, funny lyrics, but thought provoking in places. Just they're one of those rare gems in our indie rock at number 29. 28 is Alex Sipigan, Horizons. This is a classic album. Very astute in everything that's being done here, the way it's played out. I'm not an aficionado of classical music, but it's definitely one that I thoroughly enjoyed. I think it'd be very hard to not see this on the list for classical compositions this year. Number 27, Sleater Kinney, Little Rope. Yeah, this is a fun rockin' folk record. They do a nice job of things like this. I'm never like a huge fan, but this record definitely had me gripped in. It started to slip a little bit. I think when it's all said and done, it'll probably fall a little bit more just because of my own likes and. But yeah, definitely worth it in the top 40. Number 26, let's go to France for Sliff, Ilion, progressive metal, I guess we'll call this. Progressive rock. They hit it on all cylinders. This is a really good listen. It's got all the elements you're looking for, and I couldn't put it down. I'm still listening to it today. Number 25, Sean Lennon, Asterisms. Sean Lennon is an enigma. I talked about him like Ghost of a Saber-Tooth Tiger, but here we are with this progressive space rock record, basically. Maybe it's got a little ambient flair to it too. Superbly done. Really engaging, but this is all instrumental, if I remember correctly. Still one of those albums that kind of caught me off guard, one of the surprises. I wasn't expecting very much and got a whole lot. Next up, number 24. Oh, this little town that we talked about that Delilah was born in. And here's this heavy stoner rock, hard blues, even to the point of doom, sludge, tearing shit up, man. Kitsa, Dead by Dawn. Uh, I just don't know how in that nice little town of happiness that they don't remember the name of the town. That's terrible right now, but looks beautiful. It just seems like where did these guys come out of that? But love them to death. They even kind back on some of our talk and banter. So I do love it, and would love to see them in town. Number 23, Michael Shreve, Drums of Compassion. I don't think there's been a drum record this good in a long time. It's centered around percussion. He delivers, but he also delivers the international scope of this and how percussion really makes you feel, and can lead, can be the backbone, can also be a little talkative if you listen to this kind of thing. But I'm sure somebody else when I do this is going to have maybe something to say about that. We'll see. Judith Hill at number 22, Letters from a Black Widow. This is a soul vocal record that you have to check out. She's got that, I mean, not saying she's as bombastic as Adele, but the emotional impact of her voice and the lyrics and the connection that she makes through this record, Letters from a Black Widow, is amazing. And that's at number 22. And number 21, let's get a little fusion, progressive rock, I guess we'll call it Mandoki Soulmates, A Memory of Our Future. If this is the future, well, by God, let's keep it in the memory. But I know these guys don't do this that often, so probably won't see another record for a while. But I think this is definitely one of those that if you are a music lover in that realm of progressive rock, jazz, rock fusion, there's a lot on this one that you'll love. Number 20, yep, contemporary artist here that's in the mainstream, not contemporary, but mainstream, Billie Eilish. I did like Hit Me Hard and Soft. Not so much, I mean, her vocal is what it is, and I understand there's a lot of production to it, but her brother and how he does this, he knows how to make this work and make you still pay attention, even though you don't want to, or you think it will be boring. I don't know about the live performance. That's one of those things I'm still thinking about. But it hit me hard and hit me soft. 20. Number 19, the Howlers. What you've got to lose to win it all. This one's still climbing up on me. I love the Stone Roses, brother, and everybody knows it. And this has got that in spades. It's got a whole bunch of other things going for it. They can go from like a country blues kind of thing to right to something else, but it's all still got that sensibility that I don't know what you call it, but it's just one of those the way it's recorded and everything. Check it out, the Howlers. Number 18, Sarah Jarosz, Polaroid Lovers. Yeah, this is your contemporary pop folk, but she does it so well. Her vocal is so spot on and storytelling and the visuals you get from it. I did review this with Damn, and I know she liked it too. It's certainly one of the best female records this year. Shane Smith and the Saints Northern. When I did this is at number 17. I didn't know anything about it. And then when I got into it, I'm like, wow, this is like your dark country folk. Um, Wonderful lyrics. Got a little edge of rock, stonerish to it. Like I don't know, stoner, but like they're out somewhere and you know where the norther is and how barren it is and how tough it is. Great record, number 17. Number 16 is no surprise. You guys know I love Elbow, and Audio Vertigo is no exception in their catalog. No weak links here. A very good record and still growing on me today. Didn't hit me right away at the beginning, but several listens in, Guy Garvey and the crew are still putting out fantastic material in ballad to imagery to comedic, um, to harsh, if you will. They're kind of harsh, but to the common folk, it's how they speak of anyway. Number 15, I know you're going to be surprised. Sum 41, Heaven and Hell, Heaven X Hell. This is their double album. It's obviously not a double album. It's short, so they could have put this on one, but I get the idea. Heaven and Hell is a tremendous punk rock record with a lot of fire and fever pitch to it. And obviously, if this is the ending record, they did themselves justice, bar none. Number 14, Monkey 3, Welcome to the Machine. Well, welcome to the machine. Welcome to knowing who the hell Monkey 3 is. I had no idea. All I saw was this cover that looked like it was a Hellraiser box was on the cover, and I'm going to listen to that for sure. That's not what it was, but this progressive space rock band has it in spades and is worth your ear. You are a progressive rock lover, progressive space rock. You're gonna love it. You're absolutely gonna love it. Speaking of love, blues and folk belong together, no question. And you know who does it really well and gives it some groove in it all, and it's a raw type of thing. JJ Gray and Mofro Olasti, great record. Check that out at number 13. At number 12, Bat for Lashes, The Dream of Delphi, getting back to what I remember of Bat for Lashes and The Bride. This record, she again, Bat for Lashes is just one individual. This woman is a multi-instrumentalist. Her vocal is outstanding. She knows how to produce herself. I think the harp is also one of those instruments she plays. Maybe I'm taking that from somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure she does. Just a wonderful record, very thought-provoking, very deep. Um, uh, Not one of there's no bangers on this. Number 11, I would have known you got to get this is if this is the special pick for any of you out there. Like I know some of you that do know, but I don't think there's a whole lot of people who know Mario Lally and the Rubber Snake Charmers. Okay, first of all, it's a wild name, a little long, but Folklore from the Other Cities is a psychedelic romp. Um, it's like you've got Morrison preaching to you from the dead. Doesn't sound like Morrison, but it's the way it's spoken. This is a spoken sung record. It has a little bit of a punk attitude toward it, but the storytelling is mesmerizing. The pitch, the delivery of things, the way the album comes in and out of desert like rock, stoner feel into psychedelia is just mesmerizing. This is one of the albums that is not to be missed. Will it survive this whole list of things? I don't know, but it was beguiling. Beguiling is the word. Just beguiling. Number 10, The Last Dinner Party, Prelude to Ecstasy. These women have it in spades. This band is tight. The girls are having a ball. They leave nothing to chance. Um, there's not a dud on the record, and they go from avant-garde-ish pop rock, pop rock, what do they call it? Baroque pop to other wild things, and it's a banger of a record. At number 9, The Smile, Wall of Eyes. I'm not going to say very much because you already know it's Radiohead, it's Tom York, but I don't know. This just has a jazz type of feel to it. They're like the Beatles. They can't escape who they are. They're Radiohead. They sound what they sound like, and when they do separate projects, it still has the signature. Tom York can't change his voice to sound like a chimpanzee. He is what he is, right? And John Greenwood is a master guitar player extraordinaire, and he has that signature, just like a Lou Reed. But maybe not to the talent. Maybe not. I'm not comparing him to Lou Reed. Um, at number 8, the only album that has never been discussed on this channel doesn't, and this is the first time it's being mentioned. At number 8, Andy Edwards, Off Grid. But I think our beyond talented, informative music aficionado is going to appear again on this list. But Off Grid is a fusion record that it will astound you. Every time I listen to it, there's something new I pick up. I don't know how he does these things. He's an enigma to me. But I'll say this, Andy. I think that they're doing a disservice to you having you on YouTube. Oh God, I watch all the time. The other time you were talking about Taylor Swift with some guy. I don't even know who the guy is. I probably should have looked him up, but it's a good informative conversation and a scary one all at the same time. But you're doing all this, but man, the music world, you're really, really good. And people are watching you for YouTube and your lists and stuff. And those are good. They're better than mine. Because you know more about the music somehow because you understand it. You're like a music teacher, right? So that's why you and Rick Beato and them are like the idols of me for me. But anyway, one of the things I'd love to do to just kind of give people the idea is I could do a catalog review show of Andy Edwards. He's got lots of albums, all of them very, very good. One more coming. If Andy wants, if you, Andy, I know you're not watching, maybe. I don't know. I'd love to have you on. And we were talking about, what show you could possibly do. I think we should do a catalog review show where we give our favorites and you have your favorites and just see where they collide. It would be fun to me because that whole journey of a person who makes his own records and saying, I hated that album and we all love it. What a contrarian opinion that would be. At number 7, let's go to a different wheelhouse and age and someone who's been in this industry a very, 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 very long time, and this is his 75th album, and it's Willie Nelson's The Border. I am not a huge Willie Nelson fan. I like certain things. I think his kid with the band The Promise of the Real, they're pretty good, making a more impression on my ear. But then again, he's a country artist. But by God, The Border is a smash. I know he didn't write as many of the songs Crowell did. Those are the ones, man. I would make Willie sing darker and get his voice in that frame. I love that. I eat that up all day. Even when he sings in his normal voice here, the subject matter, the way it's carried, uh, um, it's a really, really, really good record. It is. I can't even explain to you how good it is. Go listen to it. If you're a country person, you already had it. But if you're not, and you're listening to me, someone who doesn't like country, generally speaking, this is a gusher. I'm gushing over this record. So check it out. Number 6, the Black Keys, Ohio Players. I know people can say, "Oh my God, this band always popular." Yeah, yeah, they deserve it. It's a really good record. It's like they took you right into this freaking bowling alley, and you feel like you're part of the crew, and you feel like you're back in a time frame, and every song is a banger. Every song, and it's not been done before. There's not a single inch of this record that somebody can say, "Oh, there's the Black Keys." Same old shit. No, no. You're either jealous or you can't hear. Oh boy, number five, Chelsea Wolfe. Just listened, discussed on You Should Listen To by me. She reaches out to Rishi. I tell you that title, I hate it. She reaches out to she. All right, obviously, of the cliche statement of going sober and it means something to her in that album title, fine, whatever. I'll dismiss it because the record is really, really good. It gives you that Trent Reznor type of feel with Atticus Ross. And then it goes to other places. Her vocal is spot on. This is her, I mean, she's done 8 records, and this one is like, this is her best, in my opinion. I don't have a huge depth of her catalog, but the last 3 or 4 records, and the first record I bought when I didn't know who she was, and I thought it was gonna be some metal album, and it wasn't. This is really good. Really good. Well put together. Number four, this is all my guys on Twitter that have been reaching out and talking about it. I see this all the time, and I finally listened to the record. Greenleaf, The Head and the Habit. Ooh, wow. You like your riff, you like your riff, you like your riff. So, but let's take it back a second. Riff, 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 and you forget about the vocal, and the vocal sucks, or you forget about the drummer, or the production value is just all sitting on that riff, right? That's like that riff lord, okay? Riff lord. Uh, so many people are gonna be angry with me, but the fact of the matter is, their band title is Riff Lord. So you better be the freaking king of the riff. And you know what? Greenleaf is. Sorry, it's not even close. This is the album that the stoner rock people are gonna love. It's a heavy hitter. The drums are riffing, everything's grooving. They hitting every possible note, and it's engaging from start to finish. There's not anything that seems like they 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 forgot something and just said, "Well, don't worry, the riff will cover our ass." No, no, the riff is everything in every part, and the vocals even in there too. It's a really good album. That's number four. Number three, Sprints. They put out an album at the beginning of the year. That's a dangerous thing to do. I'm still remembering it to this day. Letter to Self. This is a punk led female band. She really brings it. This is a rock your socks off, speak it like you mean it, no holds barred, banger, kind of like Idols kind of thing going on. But maybe a few years back, kind of Idols like Ground, or Grounds. Sorry, not Ground. But yeah, I want to be in that club when they go play because I feel like they're just going to throw everybody into a frenzy. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and just leave everybody hot and wet. That's freaking how to do it, man. Number two, Aurora. What happened to your heart? This is a stunning record vocally. This is Bjork level kind of commitment to songwriting, to putting the songwriting to an emotional level from start to finish, as well as incorporating the vocal into the music and making it part of the music. And this is not just one level of songwriting or one level of genre. She does up the ante. She does bring it into alternative. She does dip it down into other areas, stark areas too. Kind of remind me of Beth Gibbons. Kind of remind me of um, other people like that who put together albums in that vein. And this is one of those records that I did not think was going to be where it was. And the minute I listened to it, I knew that I was in for it. I've been sucked in. And number one, let's bring back Andy Edwards and a band that he decided, well, what the hell? Let's get together. We'll play one time in front of some people. I don't know if they played this in front of people. I don't remember if they did or not. Spirit at Play by the band he called Nataraja. This is jazz rock fusion. I these this it's astounding. It's perfect. It's perfect. And here's the crazy part. They did this in one take. What? Andy, it's still wow. This will be a hard record to beat. Now, in the world out there that doesn't do what I do and dig where I dig for music, this album won't even be mentioned. I guarantee you. And if it is, by God, then maybe I'm doing something right with the 29 people that watch these videos. Um, Nataraja, Spirit at Play, 5 stars, ridiculously good. Andy Edwards and the crew. I'm sorry, I don't remember the names of the gang, but I know the guitar player is very instrumental in this whole thing. But just to do this in one shot, kind of reminds me of how Earthless or some other bands have done stuff like this before, or Clutch. Or is it no? All Them Witches, maybe. Anyway, total in love with that record. It'll be very hard for that not to be number one. Still on the list at number 15, James Yummy. Got Nalia Hunter, Love Gaze that I haven't listened to, Ghost Kid, Hollywood Suicide, which reminds me that there's this Schoolboy Q I haven't listened to, a rap artist. So I'll check that out. Everyone's talking about Charlie X the X Brat. I will be checking that out. I mean, I have my doubts, right? It's like that Scene Queen that I talked about last weekend. Bleak Heart, got a progressive rock band. Silver Pulse is the name of the album. Tara May's another progressive rock. It's Ellie, A Wonderful Fall from Grace or Eli. Yeah, and then I'll try some EDM. Missio's got a new record. I Am Cinco. That's that I haven't listened to since before June. King of None in the Realm. That's been discussed in some of the Twitter universe that I blow around on. Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. Their progressive rock album from a couple years ago was really good, so I'm looking forward to Day in the Time. Number 6, Iron and Wine's Light Verse. I did start to listen to that actually, and kind of got interrupted. Another good work from them though. Solid alt country folk. St. Vincent, yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot. She's never done anything for me really. The first record maybe, but All Born Screaming is a great title, so I'll give that a shot. Also, High on Fire, Cometh the Storm. I know that my rock and metal guys are out there talking about this one, so I'm gonna have to pop that on. And speaking of pop, how about Up Lop It, Roadrunner? I want to say this is a punk band, but I really don't know anything about them, so I'm hooked. I love that kind of stuff. Where I don't know anything, like that Mario Lally album. Number 2, Sarah Shook and the Disarmers. That's called Revelations, and I've been hearing some things about this, and I can't wait to put that on. And the number one that's been talked about that I haven't listened to yet in the circles that I'm with is Abrams, Blue City. So that's probably Stoner Rock, and I'm looking forward to that. So hit me up on your list, or let me know what I missed. I obviously missed stuff and need to get into. No, I didn't miss a few of these records. That number one. I wish I had never touched that Blue Oyster Cult record. That's not what you do with your old stuff. If it's that bad, don't do it. Don't put it out there. And I certainly don't need covers of songs by you from 1982, 85. It's just not good. And then I don't want to spoil it, but this weekend we're talking about Shabuzi. I have no spot for country rap. I don't think. I tried it. I'm gonna go back and listen again, but oh no, please. And Sheryl Crow's record was probably one of those where I was really looking forward to it. I saw a cover from Peter Gabriel on there. Boy, that ruined the whole album for me. We are on the web at beyondyourradio.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Hit the like button, subscribe. You'll love it, I promise. Go Beyond Your Radio with us, a real music appreciation channel. Good luck in the second half of the year to all of you albums, artists, bands out there. But go Beyond Your Radio with us, a real music appreciation channel. And until next time, happy listening.